So today we are going to start with our actual syllabus, unit number 1. So let us start with unit 1. Okay. So our unit number 1 is basically based on fundamental object-oriented programming concepts. So first of all, I will discuss a few points from our actual syllabus. So you will get the better idea with respect to syllabus. So I will just open that syllabus. So these are the contents which are available in case of first unit. Introduction to procedural programming, modular and generic and object-oriented techniques. Then limitations of procedural-oriented programming. Then why need of object-oriented programming. OOPS concepts. Then different C++ programming concepts or basics which are available in case of CPP, and then functions. So let us start with the actual unit. Okay, so unit number 1, fundamentals of object-oriented programming. So these are the different COs which are available or outcomes for that particular unit. To explore the principles of object-oriented programming, then we are going to understand different concepts which are available in case of that OOP. We are using different paradigms in the program with respect to this OOPS concepts, providing different insights to OOP concepts. And last one we are going to discuss. This is the standard template library. So these are the COs which we have to learn in this OOP. So CO1 is related with unit number 1. So to explore the principles of object-oriented programming means we are going to discuss the basic points with respect to this. So these are the contents which we are going to discuss: introduction to procedural, modular, OOP, and different techniques. So let us start with the first one. What is meant by then? Okay, so these are the different fundamental OOPs or concepts. So first one is the C++ program structure. I think we have done different C++ program structure, but in that case, we have just discussed a basic program, means a header file, then use of that standard function, and then main function. In that, we have been discussed that cout and cin, both the functions. But actually, when we are talking about the C++ program, basically we require the class. So in that particular class, we are going to club different entities like just data members and functions. So class is nothing but a collection of data members and functions. So again, we are going to discuss different identifiers, keywords. Those are available in case of OOP. So what is the basic rule for identifier? Yes, have anyone? How you are going to define identifier for particular entity or any other object? Yes, what is the basic requirement, or what is the basic regular expression for identifier, or what is an identifier? Yes, anyone? Atharva, Harsh.
The letters, digits, or some special signs are called as identifiers.
Identifiers are nothing but the name which you have been provided to that particular entity. Okay, so the name is basically to provide the name to that particular entity, we have to follow different rules. Okay, so first rule is to, by default, identifiers always starts with yes, identifiers start with
Alphabets.
alphabets. Okay, first rule, we cannot provide identifiers or we cannot start identifiers with respect to numerical keywords. Okay, underscore is possible, but in case of first identifier always start with a letter, then that particular letter followed by multiple letters or digits. Okay, so first by default a letter is required and that particular letter follows multiple letters or digits. Okay, so this is the basic rule with respect to identifier. So we have been discussed comment, or actually we have implemented few programs with respect to this comment. So single line comment is represented with the help of two forward slash. Yes, am I right? We have done with this, and I have shown
Yes,
you.
sir.
Okay, and multi-line comment. Yes, Rutvik.
Triple
Slash
quotation.
and
Slash and star.
Okay, forward.
Star.
Be specific. Forward slash, then star, and close with star and again forward slash. So this is the representation with respect to coming. Okay, then primitive data types in case of CPP, then variable declaration and so on. So these are the concepts or fundamental points which we are going to discuss here. Again, we are going to discuss these different points. What is in by function, how you are going to declare that function, what is in by function call. So these are the different parameters with respect to function. Then inline function, and one more is friend function, which is available in case of C++. Then this pointer. Okay, this pointer, have you heard about before this, or which is a similar entity with respect to Python? With respect to this pointer, which concept you have been heard or implemented or used in case of Python? So you will get the better idea. Okay, I think you have done with the self keyword in case of Python. Yes, when you are going to represent particular function, def and that function name, and by default self is available. Yes.
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Or when you are going to implement a particular constructor with the help of init keyword, so by default first keyword is your self. So self is nothing but instant entity which is going to point that particular class or that particular function. So similar way, this pointer is nothing but instance of that particular object. He is going to point to that same class. Okay, so self is related with Python, and this is related with C++ entity. Okay, as well as this is available in case of Java. This meaning is self and as well as this. Okay, so we are using static keywords, declarations, and operators or IO manipulation, different files and entities. So let us start with the programming techniques. So basically, whatever the program which we have been done, that particular programming is basically divided into these different categories. First one is the unstructured category, second one is the procedural, third one is the modular programming, fourth one is the object oriented, and fifth one is the generic programming. So unstructured programming. So unstructured programming is nothing but only one program, that is main program. So before whatever the program which we have been done with respect to pattern, I think we have done basic programs, factorial and Fibonacci and so on. So these programs belong from this unstructured program, because in that particular program only single function is available. Yes, we have done with this. झालं होतं का? एकच फंक्शन होतं, just main function, or we have performed
sir.
the addition program. So this particular program is belong from this unstructured program category. So that particular program is executed in sequential manner. So all the sequence of commands or statements in one program called as main program. So all these lines or comments are executed one by one. So this particular program is called as unstructured programming, or in another way we called as a sequential programming structure. Okay, so second one is the structured programming, is also called as procedural programming. So in case of procedural programming, for each and every task procedure is created. So what is meant by procedure? Yes, procedure word, what is meant by procedure?
Procedure is a method.
Okay, procedure is a method or procedure is a function. Okay, just like you are going to define particular method with the help of def, just def, add, subtract, division. So these are nothing but procedures or function are used to define for a particular task. Okay, suppose we are going to perform particular procedure for addition function. So in that particular program, we are going to just perform the addition logic or addition program. So that purpose, we are going to design that particular procedure. So second programming technique is related with structured programming. So program is basically divided into number of procedures, and all these procedures again handled with the help of one particular main program. Okay, all these programs are again handled with the or access from the main program. So execution of okay, the figure left hand side represents the main program. Whenever that particular call occur to that particular procedure, so automatically your compiler move from that particular main program to the procedure. Again he come back, means after performing his task, he again move from that particular function to again main program. So this one is related to the structural programming. Okay, I have drawn one figure here. So this is the task with respect to structural programming. First one is our main program. That particular main program is again point to different functions. Again, all these functions are again derived to different functions, and again so on. So basically, in this case, single program is divided into number of procedures as per its logic. So this is called as procedural. Next one is the modular programming. So in case of module, procedures with some common functionality are grouped together into separate module. So program is categorized into several smaller modules. So can anyone just give me any example in which case we are just doing this modular programming? किंवा असा एखादा कुठला प्रोग्राम आपण करू शकतो का जिथे आपण हा मॉड्यूल कन्सिडर करू शकतो? Yes. Okay, suppose we have to perform arithmetic operations. So in that case, 4 different arithmetic operations are there: addition, subtraction, division, and multiplication. And again, second one, if you want to perform the different logical operations, so again logical operations are there: less than, greater than, less than, equal to, greater than, equal to, not equal to, equal to, equal to. So these are the different logical operators. So just with the help of this modular programming, we are going to define 2 different modules. First module is for arithmetic operation, and second module is for logical operators or logical operations. So both the modules are again handled by this main program. So in that case, we are going to use this particular modular programming technique. Okay, clear झालं काय कशासाठी आपण मॉड्यूल यूज करू शकतो? यस, मॉड्यूलर प्रोग्रामिंग सेम फंक्शनॅलिटी और कॉमन फंक्शनॅलिटी होते. इथे मी एक अझम्पशन साठी एक्झाम्पल दिलं, अरिथमेटिक हे एक मॉड्यूल कन्सिडर करू, लॉजिकल एक झालं. यस, एनी अदर अजून कुठलं असं ऑपरेशन असतं अरिथमेटिकचं, सॉरी ऑपरेटरचं?
Calculator program.
Okay, calculator to program. Okay, is again one kind of module in which we are going to perform the simple arithmetic, and second just create the module in which we are going to perform the logical operations. Just log आपण वापरतो, sin, cos, tan. Again ह्याच्यासाठी आपण एक नवीन मॉड्यूल बनवू शकतो. So in that case we are using this modular programming concept. And last fourth one is the object oriented programming. So in this particular programming this particular programming works on the object which is considered smallest unit of the object oriented language. So focus more on data rather than procedures. So here in this case mostly focus of this particular language is based on the data. So first of all, with respect to a particular program, different n number of objects are created, and all these n number of objects are work on different data. Okay, suppose here in this case object 1 is going to perform operation with respect to that data. Next object 2 is going to perform again different operation with respect to different data. So whatever be the objects you have been created runtime, so all those objects have their own data members. Okay, clear झाली का concept? Okay, I will give one example with respect to Python. Okay, suppose you have been created a particular class with addition, and you have defined one constructor with the help of init, and that particular constructor is going to accept 2 different values, a and b. काय म्हटलं समजलं का? Yes. Okay, I will draw here.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I will just show you those who are not understanding. Okay, I just mentioned here as a class add. Next, what is that method? Def init. Inside that, first is the by default self, then a comma b. Okay, and then use that self comma a is equal to a, and then self dot b is equal to b, and then different functions are there. They are doing their own task and so on. Okay, our main focus is focus is on is this white window is visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, no? Okay. So when we are going to create object of that particular class, how you are going to create object of that particular class?
Name of the object is
Name of the
equal to
object
name of the
and
class and
name of that class, and then you are going to pass two different
parameter.
parameters. So 5 comma 6. So this is the first object, and we are going to pass two different values, and again this is the second object, and in that case we are going to pass different arguments. So here in this case, a is the first object which is going to hold two different data members, 5 and 6, and second one is the b is the object of that same class, but he is going to use different data members, 8 and 9, 8 and 9. So here in this case, so here in this object oriented programming concept, similar, this particular figure represent object one is nothing but just map that particular program with respect to this concept. So a is the object, and he is going to hold data members like 5 and 6. Second object 2 is nothing but b object, and he is going to hold the data 9 and 10 and so on. So here in this case, just major focus is on data, okay, rather than procedures, because for single object you are going to perform different operations with respect to data members as well as with respect to member functions. Okay, so all these member functions or whatever be the functions, those are available in that class, all are accessible with respect to each and every object, okay, for their operation purpose. Okay, so next one, so this is related with object oriented programming. So this is the figure with respect to this object a is going to access data from that particular class which is available, and again functions whatever will be the defined in that particular class. So object a, once you have been created object, so he is going to access all the data members as well as data functions which are available in that class. Similar with respect to object b, similar with respect to this particular object c. Okay, so this is related with organization of data and function in case of OOP, or with respect to object oriented programming. So once object is created, all the data members and functions, those are available in that class by default, those are accessible with respect to that object. Am I right? Clear? Clearly का concept क्या बोल रहे थे? Once object is created, all the data members and the data functions which are available in that class, all are accessible with respect to that object. Okay, so if you are going to create n number of objects, so in that case n number of data variables and n number of data functions are accessible all for all these n objects. Okay, so this is the example with respect to unstructured programming, whatever we have discussed in case of first slide, and we have implemented this particular program addition. Yeah. Okay, this is related with procedural. I think we have not executed this task. Procedural run केला का अपन program? Yes, what is the procedural? Yes, Rutvik, we have been performed this task, procedural programming. Okay, so in case of procedural programming, what is this integer add? This integer add is going to accept two different integers. What is that? Yes.
Function.
Okay. Any other? Yes. What is that integer add in bracket integer semicolon? Yes, add is nothing but function, but that particular function is represented with the help of integer. Okay, it's return type, and that particular function is going to accept two different integer values, and after that semicolon is available. So semicolon means what? Yes, guys, reply. Semicolon.
Terminate.
Yes.
Terminate.
Terminate.
Termination symbol.
Terminate.
So this particular line is going to be executed or not? Or what is the meaning of that line with respect to compiler? So once your compiler is going to start from this particular line, first line hash include whatever be the line. So इथं असेल तुमचा iostream.h. Yeah, iostream is going to scan that particular all the header files, and once your compiler is going to scan this particular line integer and then integer. So this particular line is nothing but function. This particular line is nothing but function declaration. Means in this particular function, in this particular program, somewhere this particular add function is defined. Okay, समजलं का meaning काय केलं? So in this particular program, somewhere that particular add function is available, or that particular function is defined, and this particular function is going to accept two different integer values. So this particular line is nothing but declaration of that particular function to the compiler. So basically when this particular function occur, this last bottom line, this particular line occur, at that time by default compiler assume that already memory is available or already memory is assigned for this particular function before compiler start his program. तेव्हा आधीच त्याला समजलेलं असतं की this particular function is already available or already scanned by the compiler, so he directly accept that particular function. Okay, and what is this line? Okay, in between that main is available, c is equal to add a comma b. What is this line?
Function call.
This is called as function call. And what is this last one that represented
Function definition.
in case of integer add and integer x comma y is called as function definition. Okay, so this is called as function definition. Okay, clear? Okay, so I will just give one more better example for this particular task. Okay, just, I will execute this task. Okay, just tell me that particular code. iostream first one, then next one using namespace standard. Next, what is that? Integer add
Integer add integer.
Add.
comma integer. Okay, this is called as function declaration.
Declaration.
Yeah, next one integer main is available.
Integer main.
After that you are going to accept two different values, a comma b comma c, then c out, enter two numbers. After that c is going to accept two different numbers, a and b.
A and b.
Next one
C is
just
equal
call
to add ab.
Call that function and pass two different arguments, a and b. Next, display that result, addition, and show that addition is in the form of c. And next one is the return 0. This is called as, this particular line is called as function call. Next one, integer add, and then accept two different numbers is of integer type x comma y. Next, perform the addition, or directly just return that answer, return x plus y. Okay, so this is the definition for that particular function. Okay, so what will happen when compiler is going to start compile this particular program from first line? So he's going to scan this particular first line. By default header file will scan. Then next one, using namespace standard, he's going to load that standard library. Next, once compiler is going to scan this particular line, so this particular line represent that somewhere in this particular program add function is available, and he is going to accept two different integer values, and he is going to return some integer value. So that's why integer add integer comma integer. After that, main function is available. He is going to accept two different numbers, and he is going to call that particular function. So once compiler is going to move come here in this case, so he is going to accept both the numbers x and y. He is going to perform the addition of both the x and y, and then he is going to return whatever be the addition operation performed here, and that particular addition is stored inside this C and display that result. So I will just execute this particular code. Okay, just pass two different numbers, 5 and 6. Okay, so addition is the 11. Okay, suppose okay, I'll copy this code and I will just share you just sometime. Okay, so my question is that this particular function declaration is always required. Yes, why function declaration is required? Yes, Sakshi, Pooja.
Data type setting.
Okay, data type setting. If suppose I will do one change, I will paste that particular function, means function definition, before the call, and I will remove that particular function declaration. Is this executed? Yes, it will execute. Yes, it will execute.
No.
No, why?
Input खाली आहेत ना.
Input खाली आहेत. But when your compiler is going to scan that particular program, okay, just I will show you 5 and 6. Addition is 11. So addition 11 means what? काय झालं इथं? Yes, Gaurav, Atharva. What will happen here in this case?
सर ते आधीच डिक्लेअर केलं डिफाईन केलेलं आहे, मग इझिली कॉल करू शकतो ना आपण.
Because in case of first one, हा लास्टचा कोड दिसतो सगळ्यांना कमेंटेड. Yes, कमेंटेड दिसतं. यात काय होतंय? When your program is going to scan, when your program is going, compiler is going to scan this particular first line header file, after that second standard line. When your compiler is going to scan this particular declaration part, because definition is not directly available here in this case, definition is available after the call. इथे लक्ष द्या, ह्या कमेंटेड पार्ट मध्ये काय झालंय, डेफिनेशन कुठं आहे? डेफिनेशन इज अवेलेबल आफ्टर द कॉल. Okay, so how compiler knows that once this particular line comes in the execution, what is the address of that particular add? Got it? काय होतं समजलं का इथं? Okay, just I will show you. I will just remove this part from here and I will just write down here and I will execute. So just check what is the error. Error दिसली काय आले? Error, add was not declared in this scope. Got it? Yes, why declaration is required? If suppose if you are going to define that particular add after the call, इथे काय केलं आपण, हे ऍड हे फंक्शन आहे त्याची डेफिनेशन आपण कॉल नंतर लिहिलेली आहे. सो हिअर वन्स वी आर गोइंग टू कंपाइल दिस पर्टिक्युलर कोड, he will just display this error, add was not declared in this scope. So when your compiler is going to scan this particular program from first to last, for that particular add function, address is not available, or that for that particular add no memory is allocated. So that's why that particular line is required. Or if suppose if you want to just if you want to do not mention that particular declaration part, so this is compulsory. Without declaration you just define that function before the call. So इथे compiler काय होईल, start होईल scanning इथं या लाईनला काय होईल तुम्हाला, by default for that particular add function automatically address is allocated, and then once you are going to call this particular add function, by default definition is available. So these are the two different ways to define the function, okay, or call the functions or declare the function. Clear झाली का हे दोन्ही concepts? Okay, function with the help of function, declaration and without declaration. Yes, everyone got it? Yes, Sumit, Swati.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is the example of object-oriented programming. Next one. So here in this case, by default, for each and every object, we require class, because without class, we can't create the object of that class. Okay. So we will execute this particular program. Before that, just I will explain you what is this code. So this particular code is used to perform the addition, but here in this case, this particular class means the left hand side of this PPT. This is the class with the name addition. He is going to accept three different data members, A, B, C. These are the three different member functions. First one is the read function, second one is the add function, and third one is the display function, with the help of their own definitions. Okay, so in case of read, he is going to accept two different numbers from user. So in case of add, he is going to perform addition, and in case of display, he is going to perform the addition. He is going to perform the display result. So next one is the main function. Here in this case, we have created the object of that particular function. So for object creation, we require the name of that particular object, and then next one, the name for that particular object. Here we have considered that object. Next one, the message for user. Next, call that particular function which is available inside the class with the help of that object name, object.read, then object.add, then object.display. Okay, so I will show you the actual demonstration of this code.